Welcome back to Trinity Ball Yard for Game 2 between the TCJ Eagles and the Thomas University Nighthawks. The Eagles will now try to sweep the doubleheader, having won the opener 10-4. You're looking at right-hander Chance Helvey getting ready to start for TCJ. And Chance Helvey, a redshirt freshman from the Masters Academy in Port St. Lucie, Florida. He will make his sixth appearance, his second start. No wins, 2 losses so far, 8 1/3 total innings. He's allowed 18 hits, 15 runs, 12 of those earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 7. And this is the batting order that Helvey will face in Game 2. Center fielder Elias Garcia, shortstop Seth Waltmeyer, and DH Braden Lawhan. The middle third is left fielder Max Pickert, second baseman Lucas Defane, and right fielder Noah Smith. And the bottom third is third baseman Jackson Thomas, catcher Nathaniel Slaughter, and first baseman Carson Thomas. So a few new names in the Thomas University batting order.
I'm actually going to correct you on that. Chance is not a right-handed pitcher. He's actually an ambidextrous pitcher.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you can see his glove, it's actually weirdly
Oh, he has
shaped.
one of those double gloves?
Yes, sir. So,
What was that guy's name who did that for the A's a few years ago?
Pat Vendetti. Pat Vendetti was the ambidextrous pitcher.
Yeah, I've seen it there. And then we've seen the videos of the switch hitter and the switch pitcher going back and forth, and the umpire had to say, all right, you declare which hand you're going to throw with.
And that forced MLB to make a rule called the Pat Vendetti rule, to where the pitcher must declare which arm he's going to throw with before every at-bat.
And that is Andrew Thomasone, who's a young but very knowledgeable baseball fan. And he'll be joining us. He popped in late during game number 1. We're glad he did, and I think he's found a new passion.
Absolutely.
And here's a leadoff batter, Elias Garcia, getting ready to face Chance Helvey. And the first pitch is a fastball on the inside corner. Garcia is now batting .341. He was 1 for 4 in game number 1. And Helvey delivers a hard-throwing, I'm going to call him a right-hander because that's all I've seen him throw so far. And that one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thomas now 13-15 on the season, 6-6 in the NAIA Southern States Athletic Conference. There's a 1-1. Swing and a foul back. Trinity now 9-16 overall and 5-3 in NCCAA South Region play. Andrew, let's hope the Eagles didn't use up all their hits in game 1.
Hopefully not.
They had 15, I believe.
Yeah, you have to put up runs against this offense, because they can easily come out and score 5 in the first, and then just keep on applying that pressure on you.
Here's a 1-2. High fly ball, well hit toward the gap in right center field. Burke and
What a
Gattinella.
catch!
It's Dominic Gattinella on his knees making the catch. And there had to have been great communication because they were both going for the ball all out. And that'll go as a line drive to the right fielder, but it was not a routine play. Garcia really hit the ball hard. Seth Waltmeyer at the plate. He was 2 for 4 in game number 1, and he is now batting .318.
Yeah, it definitely gives a lot of confidence to Chance on the mound that his defense has his back, and that definitely discourages this offense, because if that's your first at-bat of the ball game, you're thinking, where am I going to be able to hit the ball that isn't going to find a glove?
Yeah, that would have been 2, possibly 3. Ground ball to short. Mulbauer scoops, throws it right on target. That's Gadriel Burgos playing first base here in game number 2. And there are 2 away. The defense for the Eagles, Gavin Williams in left, Jacob Burke in center, Dominic Gattinella in right. McGann at third, Mulbauer the shortstop, Amaro is back at second base, Burgos is at first, and Marquinez Jr. Brown is catching with Larson Lott, the DH. Braden Lawhorn was the catcher. He's now the DH in game 2, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. He was 2 for 4 with a double, or make that 2 for 3 plus a walk with a double and 2 runs scored. Actually, Let me look again because he was also hit by a pitch, so that makes him 1 for 2, plus a walk and a hit batsman. He takes that one outside, 1-1. So right away, two good defensive plays.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was saying earlier. If Chance knows that his defense has his back behind him, he's not going to hunt for the strikeouts. He's going to hunt for the quick 3-4 pitch at bats and just let his defense work behind him. And that could take a lot of pressure off of a pitcher, knowing that your defense has your back behind you.
That one's upstairs. That's ball 3. And defense was good for both teams in game 1. We had exactly one error. That was in the top of the 7th. It didn't hurt the Eagles, but both teams made some really good plays in game 1.
Yeah, we're going to see if that continues into game 2 here, as there's a walk given up by Chance. If defense is as on point as it was last game, and this game is looking like it is going to be, then we're probably going to be in for a pitcher's duel if the defense is on point.
Max Pickert, the batter, he had a 2-run single in the 3rd inning of game 1. He was 2 for 3 plus a walk. And Pickert is now batting .307, no homers, 21 RBIs, and the first pitch fastball is inside. Helvey's looked good through 2 hitters and issued a walk. And Chance throws pretty hard. He'll have stretches where he pounds the strike zone and then stretches where he can't find it.
Yeah, he's definitely like one of those. Oh, there's a ground ball.
Right at Gadriel Burgos, and he steps on the bag, and that retires a side. A 2-out walk, but nothing else. After 1 half inning, we have no score. Hang on there, Andrew. We're going to go ahead and how about you read off the Trinity College of Jacksonville batting order?
By first, we got Logan McGann at third, Gavin Williams in left, batting second. Batting third, Gadriel Burgess at first. Batting fourth, Larson Ladd at the DH spot. He was catching last game. Batting fifth, Dominic Gattinella in right field, who made that amazing play on the first batter of the game. Batting sixth, Jacob Burke in center field. Batting seven, Rashawn Amar playing second. Batting eighth, Junior Brown catching. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Morgan Mulbauer.
And here is the defense for the Thomas University Nighthawks. In left field will be Max Pickert. Elias Garcia is in center, and Noah Smith, the new man out there, in right. Around the infield, Jackson Thomas will start at third base. The shortstop is Seth Waltmeyer. Lucas Dufresne is at second base. And a new first baseman, Carson Thomas, with a new catcher, Nathaniel Slaughter. And he's a battery mate of right-hander Knox Ledbetter, pitching for the Thomas University Nighthawks. Knox Ledbetter, no record. This will be his second appearance and second start. Just an inning and a third so far. He's allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 1. Knox Ledbetter, a freshman from Alma, Georgia, went to Bacon County High School. Bacon County. I never heard of a high school called Bacon.
Me neither.
Unless it may have been named after Sir Francis Bacon.
Who knows?
Of course, that's not what I think of when I hear the word bacon.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I can't have it as much as I used to. Getting a little older, gotta watch what I eat. That's why you saw me eating Cheerios between games. Here's Logan McGann taking the first pitch from Ledbetter, and he pops this one up. It's heading into the Thomas bullpen. Out of play for strike 1. McGann had 5 plate appearances in game 1, nothing out of 4. He drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5-run 3rd inning. 1 strike and a pitch, and this one again is fouled to the right side into the bullpen area. So McGann's gotten 2 good swings, but so far has fouled them both off. McGann, Williams, and Burgos. 0-2. And the pitch. There's a tapper towards second. Charging in and making the play is Dufresne. But it's not in time. Logan McGann hustling all the way, and he beats out the infield single.
And this is why you have to know who is running down the baseline. You cannot get complacent, especially at the top of the order where a lot of teams have their fastest guy who can beat out stuff like that if you take forever fielding a ground ball.
And great hustle by him again. Now, he didn't get a chance to see if he could steal a base in game one. Number 21 on the season. I believe he's number 6 in the country. Again, he got past because we haven't played for a week. Gavin Williams in the batter's box. He had a double, a single and a run scored, and a solo home run in game number 4. Needed only a triple for the cycle, but came up short. 1 ball, no strikes. McGann, a good lead off first. High fly ball, right field. Got a chance. This ball is gone. Gavin Williams, his second home run of the day. And the Eagles lead 2-0. Well, that hustle by McGann got him not only a base hit, but really pumped up this team. And Gavin Williams with his second home run of the day and of the season. And RBIs 19 and 20.
And that ball wasn't a wall scraper either. It hit on the top of the dugout on the third base side on the practice field out there.
That was not a wind-blown home run. The wind is still blowing out there. Gavin got every bit of it. Here's Gadriel Burgos, who in game number 1 as a DH was 3 for 4 with a couple of runs scored.
And when you see your guys hitting home runs to the opposite field, you know that they're due for a hot streak.
1 ball, no strikes. So Gavin's been hitting. He hasn't had the power we saw him have last year, but he is hit 2 today now. Burgos went around, tried to check, and the count is even, a ball and a strike. Here's a 1-1 from Ledbetter, and he misses upstairs. So that's ball 2. Well, Andrew, we can thank the weatherman. He's held the rain off. I saw 3 different forecasts, and they all said rain at different times. A swing and a foul back. It is a little bit darker now, of course, after 6 o'clock. Lights will start taking much more effect very soon. Count is 2-2. And the pitch. Misses down low. Andrew, I'm going to brag. Next Thursday at JU, I'm going to make my JU Division I play-by-play debut on ESPN+.
Congratulations.
Dolphins are going to take on Stetson in a conference game. There's a ground ball towards second. Should be an easy play. And he out at first by Lucas Dufresne, getting Burgos.
And that's a nice recovery after giving up a 2-run homer, not letting it get to your head and just going after the next hitter.
It's easy for a young pitcher. We have a freshman on the mound to just kind of lose it a little bit and try to overthrow and get himself into more trouble. Ledbetter, he took something off a couple of pitches, and that's what pitchers really want to do, keep the hitters off balance, and he got the nice ground ball. So good job by Knox Ledbetter. He'll now face Larson Lott, who as the catcher in game 1 was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Well, Perez, his courtesy runner, scored the runs. And if Larson gets on, he'll run for himself. He's now the DH. First pitch was outside. You want to take the play-by-play for Larson's at-bat?
Why not? 1-0 pitch coming in. Down low, 2-0. Larson, I don't think he stepped out, and he's definitely wanting to swing the bat, get on base here.
There aren't too many guys who take a stride in the batter's box, a stance as wide as he does. He really spreads it out.
Yeah, he's definitely very low, and that definitely helps him with how he swings.
A little unorthodox, but it works for him.
And this is one of the things that I love about baseball is there's no perfect archetype. Like, you can look at basketball. Everybody is over 6 foot.
And Lott batting 304 after his 2 for 4 performance in game 1. Count full.
full count. But there's no perfect archetype for baseball. Like you look at the NBA, pretty much everybody is over 6 foot. You look at the NFL, there's a walk for Larson, and you look at the NFL, all the linebackers look roughly the same, all the quarterbacks look roughly the same, and then you
Right
look over
now,
at the MLB, and you can
you're
have
not a yeah, you're not as old as I am. I remember Freddie Patek, shortstop of the Royals for many years, was about 5'6". Rafael Belliard, a longtime shortstop of the Atlanta Braves, was about 5'8". And they both had long careers. They didn't hit many home runs, but they played, 10 to 15 years in the majors.
exactly like today you have Jose Altuve for the Astros and
Oh
Aaron
man,
Judge for the
yeah.
Yankees.
And he does hit home runs.
He hits a lot of them, and I don't think it's too far of a stretch. Oh, Dominic getting out of the way of that. He'll take some time.
Larson Lott's running, and usually he's the catcher, so he doesn't run the bases a whole lot. He has not tried to steal a base this year.
Hopefully that doesn't rattle Dominic, because if you remember earlier in the season, he did get drilled in the head by a pitch.
You know what? He came out, but re-entered, finished the game, and played the entire game too.
Yep, and that's just the type of person Dominic is. We come from the same area, and we played against each other in Dixie ball, and he is a hard-nosed player.
And he was 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. Also had a sacrifice bunt in game one. And he is now batting .333 on the season. He kind of struggled to start the season, but he's hitting the ball like crazy now. Now, you weren't here last year. Yeah, Luke over there, he can tell you, Dominic hit the daylights out of the ball all season long and would have guys run it down on the warning track or make diving catches on him, or he'd hit it right at somebody. And he was getting really frustrated, but he kept swinging the bat. He ended up getting a playoff home run, and you have to overlook the average that was under 200, was one of the best hitters out there.
Yeah, and Dominic's been hitting the ball hard for as long as I can remember. Again, going back to us playing against each other in a Dixie, he would always hit a ball hard. And when it finds a glove, that is very frustrating when it happens once, but especially over time, whenever it happens over the course of a season, and it seems like nothing can get down.
It can be frustrating, but he never gave up. He kept hitting the ball hard, and this season it's paying off. He's finding a lot of holes. He takes the walk, second in a row. And Jacob Burke at the plate, he had a 3-run homer in the 5-run third inning, and he followed that with a couple of base hits. He drove in 5 runs in game one. So our player of the game definitely in game number 1. 2 on, 1 out, 2 runs are in, and the pitch. A really nice changeup. Had Burke way out in front. Knox Ledbetter. That's a big man out there on the mound. 1 strike to Jacob Burke. And that one's low and outside. I want to credit Jacob. He doesn't hit many home runs, and it's easy for a player after hitting one to just start swinging for the fences. He didn't. He shortened up and got 2 base hits afterward.
Yeah, if you're looking for home runs and when you're not a home run hitter, you're going to mess up your swing. As there's a line shot in the gap. That will score 1, maybe 2. They're sending Dominic home, and he is in there sliding.
Jacob Burke, I guess he liked being player of the game. He's going to try for it again. That's a 2-run double. And Andrew, that's set up by 2 consecutive walks.
Yeah, walks will definitely come back to bite you, especially in college. Because all of these guys know how to swing a bat. And that's 4 in the first inning for the Eagles.
That's RBIs 13 and 14 as Burke entered this game hitting .340. And now Rishawn Amaro at the plate, who is hitting .260. He had a couple of base hits in game 1. Swing and a miss. And remember, he stole 3 bases.
Yeah.
He also drew a walk, so officially Rishon was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. One strike pitch, and that's strike two. And he did a nice job on the mound. There was an error. He could have gotten rattled. He gave up a double, but he bore down the freshman who hasn't pitched a whole lot of college ball. He got a strikeout and a couple of ground balls.
Yeah, and that's exactly what coaches are looking for, the battle tested guys, and to see whether or not they get into their own heads. Because if one thing goes wrong, you get into your own head, you're not going to succeed at a collegiate level because teams will see that and attack on that.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Rishon Amaro. And a pitch, swing and a miss. That is out number 2, first strikeout for Knox Ledbetter. And for some reason, my live stats don't want to pop up onto the screen. They're going in though, right? Okay, that's the important thing. Here's Junior Brown at the plate. He did a pinch hitting appearance and drew a 4-pitch walk late in game 1, and he takes that one outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The runner at second is Jacob Burke. He just drove in 2 with a base hit. And a tapper off the foot of Brown. And so that is a strike, and the count's even at 1-1.
Luckily, it looks like he's okay. It probably hit off his shin guard. And foul balls off the shins do not feel good.
No. And it seems, I don't see him wearing a shin guard now, but whenever a player has one, or does, yeah, he does have one on his left leg, the ball seems to miss it.
And it's just player's luck.
Nothing in 2. There's a looper down the left
Liner.
field line. That's a fair ball. Burke will round third. He will score. That's an RBI single for Junior Brown, and the Eagles lead 3-0. Actually make that 5-0. We had that 2-run homer. So Trinity, you know, I told them during the game, I hope you didn't use up all your hits, and so far they haven't.
Angel Perez coming in as a courtesy runner for Junior over there first.
Yeah, I know what the problem is. It's a website problem. So those of you trying to follow the live stats, just be patient. TrinityEagles.com. Hopefully it won't take too long. But as the SID, I'm saying as long as they're going in, I'm okay with that. Runner for the catcher. And that is outside. Angel Perez, who ran for Larson Lott in game 1 and scored twice, will run for Marquennis Junior Brown. Ninth man in the batting order this inning, Morgan Mulbauer.
And Angel had a stolen base last game, so let's see if he decides to do anything on the base paths this game.
He is 2 for 2 in stolen bases on the season. There's a ground ball towards second, and that should retire the side, but a great inning for Trinity College of Jacksonville. They score 5 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1. After 1, it is 5-0 Eagles. Big first inning for the Eagles offense. They put 5 on the board. The big blow, a 2-run homer from Gavin Williams. They also got a 2-run single from Jacob Burke and another run-scoring single from Junior Brown. And so we go to the second, and Dufresne, Smith, and Thomas are the hitters for Thomas University. Chance Helvey walked 1 in the first inning, but that was it, and that came with 2 outs. He then got a ground ball to end the inning. So Dufresne will lead things off. And updated batting average for Lucas Dufresne, .381, no homers, 12 RBIs. In game number 1, he had an RBI single and was 1 for 4. Also reached on the error in the 7th. That was the only error of the game for either team. He'll try to start a rally as Thomas comes to bat trailing. And Helvey gets ready to make his first pitch.
First pitch goes to the backstop. Misses inside.
All right, 1 ball, no strikes.
Two and 0.
This is Andrew Thomasone getting his first opportunity as a play-by-play man.
2-0 pitch incoming from Chance. Strike at the knees. Pitch was at the knees for a strike. 2-1. Let's see if that long inning on the offense would actually come back to bite Chance, because when pitchers sit down for a while, they tend to get cold, and it'll take them a little bit to find their rhythm again and start hitting the strike zone.
Yeah, we've lost a few degrees. It's right at 60.
Popped up. Gutinella's got it.
That wind carrying the ball, making it a tough play out there.
Yeah, Rashawn and Dominic were both closing in on the ball. So, thankfully, Dominic called it, and Rashawn respected that, because that could have very easily been a nasty collision out there in the outfield.
And 1 out. Here's Noah Smith.
First pitch is outside for a ball.
Noah Smith, our first look at him today, .238, 2 homers and 4 RBIs.
1-0 pitch. Downstairs for a ball.
All right, looks like we've gotten our live stats back, so those of you who like to keep up with that, you should be able now to go to the schedule page and hit that live stats. It is now working again.
2-0 pitch. In there for a strike.
Counts 2-1.
2-1 incoming. Upstairs for a ball. 3-1. Yeah, this is definitely where you want a shutdown inning after putting up 5. But is Chance, did Chance get cold during that big first inning? Strike 2.
That's called the complimentary first step. Umpires do not like that.
No.
And that pitch was a strike, but there are many times the umpire will call it a strike just for trying to show him up.
Yeah, they don't like
that
whatever.
one was a strike, though.
Yeah, that one definitely was a strike, but they also don't like it when it's a close pitch. Rung him up. He was going down the first baseline. Says something to the umpire as he's going back to the dugout. He did not like those last 2 calls, but they definitely were strikes.
And there are 2 outs for third baseman Jackson Thomas, who gets his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Thomas is hitting .309 with 1 homer and 11 runs batted in.
First pitch upsets for a ball. Now you gotta wonder, making an umpire mad at you this early in the game, is that going to affect your at bats later on? Because umpires
It
are
could, but
human.
it should not.
Little blooper in the right field for a base hit for.
Noah Smith.
Thank you. I don't have the names in front
Here,
of me.
I'll hand you
so-
the lineup card. Wait, this is game 2.
Thank you.
All right, and you have our game 2. So this brings up Nathaniel Slaughter, the number 8 batter. His first at bat of the day. Slaughter's hitting .303, 1 homer, and 4 RBIs.
First pitch fastball. Swung on for a strike. Counts 0-1. Owen incoming. Ground ball to third. Logan. What a play! Bang, bang play. He got him.
Very, very close. And honestly, I thought the ball hit off the batter's
So
foot.
did I.
I was looking for a foul ball, but it did not do that. The batter, he just took off right away, so we know that he put the ball in play, in a very close play. And Logan McGann with a strong throw. The Eagles lead 5-0 as we come to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Founded as Trinity Baptist College here in Jacksonville in 1974, TCJ has been a leader in providing quality Christian higher education in North Florida for over 50 years. Trinity offers numerous majors including pastoral studies, missions, business, education, music, criminal justice, sports management, and a whole lot more. The college also fields a nationally competitive athletics program, which you're seeing right now. We're in the NCCAA. TCJ offers many outstanding online programs for adult learners. For more information, check out our website at tcj.edu. Trinity College is Jacksonville's Christian college. We have a new pitcher for the Thomas University Nighthawks. Wearing number 30,
Eduardo Adrian.
Now, there have been some changes on Coach Fleener's lineup card, so we're going to double check. Now, that name's been crossed out. If I'm right, I'm going to look here. Reese Holloway. Fortunately, the picture on there matches, so that is Reese Holloway, who is a sophomore from Temple, Georgia. This is his 3rd appearance, all in relief. He has no record. And Holloway has totaled 1 1/3 innings. He has not allowed anything. So he has 1 1/3 perfect innings according to the stats page.
And this is already a cool story in the making. I don't know if you can see, but he does not have a left hand. He has a little stump.
Remember Jim Abbott. Again,
That's exactly who I was going to bring up.
now, he's very well known. Now, you're nowhere near as old as I am, but Jim Abbott pitched for the University of Michigan, started off with the California Angels, threw a no-hitter in the early 90s as a New York Yankee, and finished up with the White Sox.
Yeah, he's definitely one
Now,
of the.
he was the opposite. He threw left-handed, did not have a right hand. There's a ground ball.
Too short.
Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, you're good.
That's Logan
But-
McGann grounding out on the first pitch and bringing up Gavin Williams, who hit a 2-run homer in the first.
With Jim Abbott, he is one of those names whose name will surpass generations, and not because of how good of a pitcher he was, but just because of his story.
Well, both,
Now,
really.
Everybody
He was a
knows
very good
his
pitcher.
no-hitter.
And we wish Reese a lot of success. And what I find it amazing is how they can switch the glove the way they do. They had to work on that a lot. And Holloway, as soon as he delivers, puts that glove on his right hand. And I haven't seen him yet do it, but I know Jim Abbott could get the ball out into his throwing hand in a fraction of a second. Counts 1-1 to Gavin Williams. Eagles batted around in the first. One out in the second. 5-0 to score. Go ahead, Andrew.
And that ball's up to 1 count to Gavin. To 1 pitch incoming to Williams. Outside for a ball. That one went to the backstop.
It's great to see players not let anything tell them they can't do something.
This is one of the reasons why I love baseball so much. As I was saying earlier, there's no perfect archetype. Like, you can have guys like him who can play this sport even at a collegiate level and up to a pro level.
Well, Gavin Williams draws the walk, and he's on base, and we know Gavin can run. He is 8 for 9 in stolen base attempts. Gadriel Burgos at the plate. Nothing out of 1. Holloway, sidewinder like Drew Billings.
Yeah, he comes a little bit from that submarine, so that's a little bit of deception.
Not overpowering, but he seems to place the ball very well. 1 ball, no strikes. Adrian Walker joining us now. And strike 2. And Adrian, I'm sure you're going to agree, Diego should have been Player of the Year. Oh, yeah. That's all we'll say. In the country, leading scorer. That's all we'll say about it. The 1-1, the throw to first, and the runner back.
Yeah, that pickoff attempt was more of a I see you, like I know you're there. But we'll see if Williams decides to try and swipe a bag here, try and get into scoring position for him. That ball over the glove of the first baseman. Williams coming around to third. He is in there.
I wasn't sure if Williams was going to go to third because he had to hold up in case the ball was caught, but we know how well he runs. And as soon as he recognized, and he watched his coach. So young players, pay attention to your base coaches. And Coach Broden waved him all the way around. Gadriel Burgos has had a nice day at the plate. That's his 3rd hit overall, first of this game. And Larson Lott at the plate. He walked and scored in the first. Now, Gadriel, he's not a base stealer.
He's not. Although that could also work to your advantage. Because if you're not a base stealer, they're going to let you get that big lead, and you could definitely surprise a defense by doing that.
1 ball, no strikes.
And with how fast Gavin is over there at third, if they
Mark
throw down.
Grace was not a fast runner, but he was a good base stealer, and partly for that reason.
That's lined in the center field for a base hit. Williams comes in to score. Gadriel holds up at second, and that's a ribby single for Larson Lott.
And good base running by Williams, again making sure the ball got down. He knew he would score. And for Larson Lott, overall on the day, his 3rd hit. 2 in a row for the Eagles, and Lott just picked up his 18th ribby of the season. This is Dominic Gattinella, who walked and scored in the first.
First pitch is up for a ball. And this is definitely what you want to see out of this offense, putting up runs in back-to-back innings with an opportunity for more out there. When I was in there for a strike. Second baseman holding Gadriel on. Swings through the 1-1 pitch. 1-2 now. Once he pitches outside, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. Line foul, third base side. That was way out in front of that, so he's definitely geared up for the fastball. And it does not appear as Holloway's submarine action is fooling this offense any.
Counts 2-2.
Down the third base line. Gaggio coming around to score. Lott stopping there at third. That's a ribby double for Dominic Gutinella. 7-0 now for the Eagles.
And that is the third consecutive hit following a one-out walk.
Sorry,
Williams and
Gattinella.
Burgos have scored. Lott is now at third. And Gattinella keeps hitting the ball hard.
He's been doing that his whole life.
Jacob Burke, two-run double in the first.
Infield playing in now, preventing the bunt.
One ball, no strikes. Again, though, this is a team that can score runs in bunches.
Absolutely.
So you don't want to rest on this. Remember, Thomas scored 14 and 13 against Trinity in Thomasville earlier this season.
Yeah, you can never put up too many runs against a team like this because they can come out and score 5 in the blink of an eye and be right back in this ball game. 2 pitches in the dirt. Catcher lost it for a second.
I wonder if Slaughter was trying to deke the runners on that because the ball was right at his feet and he was looking at the back. So he may have been trying to kind of steal an out. Not a bad idea. You may catch somebody like that. But Lott's a catcher himself. He knows. And we're going to have a timeout as we have a pitching coach heading out to the mound with a count of 3 balls, no strikes to Jacob Burke. All right, Andrew.
Nighthawks have somebody warming up in the bullpen.
They do have a man throwing. Can't see at the moment who it is. About to ask you, who's your favorite team, Major League team?
My favorite team is the Yankees, but I will watch any team. If baseball's on, I'm watching it. It doesn't matter if it's collegiate, Major League.
Normally, I'll watch pretty much any Major League game. Of course, you know I'm a Cub and Yankee fan.
Warming up in the bullpen is Nate Burnshead.
You know, Luke over there told me he doesn't have a favorite team. Can you believe that? A ball player without a favorite team. So I dubbed him a Cubs fan. All right, Abby, who's your team? The Giants? You're in the wrong part of the country. All right, Jacob Burke's back in the box. Here's Andrew Thomasone with the call.
0 pitch on the way. In there for a strike, 3-1.
All right, now, Adrian, you're a basketball player, but who's your favorite baseball team? He doesn't know. All right, who's your favorite NBA team? Oh, boy.
3-1 pitch fouled off. Chopped towards the third base dugout.
What'd you think about the Gators getting knocked off on a three-pointer? Yep. Of course, you're in the big dance. Anything can happen.
3-2 incoming. Ground ball. Snapped by the shortstop. Pulled off the bag. Everybody's safe.
That should
Lott
go as
stops
an
over there at
infield
third.
single. That was not a routine play.
That is a great snag by a shortstop, though. That prevents a run from scoring.
And that should be a base hit for Burke. So he is aboard. The bases are loaded with 1 out for Rishawn Amaro. And it does go down as a single.
Bases loaded now. 0-0 incoming in the dirt. Ball 1. If there's a time where you do not want to throw in the dirt, it is now. Because if that ball gets past him, you have run scorers and then runners on second and third with one out, and that just kills a double play opportunity to get you out of this inning. 2-0 with that ball down in the dirt again. The reliever out there in the Nighthawks bullpen is starting to throw pretty hard now. As that ball's in there for a strike, 2-1.
Nate Burnsett is the man throwing.
2-1 pitch. Fouled. Went to the backstop. So, fouled straight back. Two. Fouled off third base side.
Morrow reached for that one. But if it's close with two strikes, you can't be too picky.
Yeah, you got to protect. Especially in this scenario, you don't want to get rung up by the umpire. And this is definitely a critical spot in the game. Because if we can keep this momentum going. Popped up. Left field. Caught. No tag.
Not deep enough. And so with 2 outs, Junior Brown at the plate at an RBI single his first time up.
And that seems to be the last batter for him. Yes, that will be his last batter. So Nate Burnsett is coming into the game to replace Holloway.
And we'll pause right here. We'll tell you a little bit more about Nate Burnsett in just a moment here on TCJ Eagles. The new pitcher for the Nighthawks, a freshman from Callahan, Florida, wearing number 23, Nate Burnsett from West Nassau High School. Very familiar with that as a Trinity Christian Academy member as well as TCJ. Burnsett an ERA of 4.91, his 7th appearance, all in relief. 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned. He has walked 7 and struck out 8. And Andrew will tell us about Reese Holloway's performance.
Reese Holloway went 0.2 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, with a walk and no strikeouts. So definitely an outing that you want to forget. And Burnsett inherits bases loaded, and if any of them score, they'll all be charged to Holloway.
Junior Brown followed by Mulbauer if the inning continues. Eagles got 5 in the first and 2 in the second and threatening for more, but there are 2 outs.
First pitch in there for a strike. He is throwing hard today.
Yeah, I heard you. I was writing his name down, and you saw that first pitch, and you said, woo!
He is definitely throwing hard. Second pitch, another fastball. Blew it by him 0-2. And I was watching his arms, and he has a disgusting breaking ball. It looks just like. And that's grounded over to third, another fastball, and that will end the inning. So the TCJ Eagles score two, leave the bases loaded as we head into the top of the third.
We go to the third, and Thomas will have 9, 1, and 2 due up in the batting order. Carson Thomas, Elias Garcia, and Seth Waltmeyer. They're facing Chance Helvey, 2 scoreless innings so far, 1 hit and 1 walk. He's gotten some nice defensive plays behind him, especially Dominic Gattinella in right. On the first batter of the game, Garcia, a line drive to the gap, and Gattinella made a sliding catch. And we'll get our first look today at Carson Thomas, the Thomas first baseman here in game number 2. He's hitting 194. He does have 7 RBIs. Eagles softball this Thursday. Home for 2 against the University of Fort Lauderdale, also called the Eagles. And then a 3-game series with Baptist University of Florida Friday and Saturday. They're also called the Eagles. So there are going to be a lot of Eagles here this week. Nighthawks, that's a bird, but they're not Eagles.
Yeah, I know about you, but my money's on the Eagles for those next 2 games.
Old joke, but still a good one. There will be 1 game Friday afternoon and 2 on Saturday. Thursday and Friday both start at 2 p.m. Saturday starts at 1. We plan to have all 3 of them for you here on the TCJ Eagles Network. In case you did not yet hear, our score bug we normally have on the screen just didn't want to work today. So that's why we're typing it into the chat. Chance Helvey gets ready for his first pitch to Carson Thomas. And a fastball misses up and away.
Yeah, it's no fair. The scorebook still gets to be on spring break, and we have to be here.
Oh well, Scorebug, it's a website. Sometimes those get fussy. That one misses down low. We'll see if it fixes itself over time. Be a while before we have a home game again, so maybe it'll get it right. And that one misses up and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Helvey's looked pretty good so far.
Yeah, he does.
But that's a 4-pitch walk, his second of the game.
Borderline pitch, but when you're down 3-0 in a count, you're not going to get that call.
Top of the order, Elias Garcia, who hit that line drive that Gattinella caught from his knees. And Garcia hit the ball very hard, too.
He definitely did. That ball was easily hit over 90 miles an hour, but it was just right to a glove. And an outstanding play by Dominic Gattinella.
Thomas at first.
One attempt in their first strike. He pulled back, but it was a called strike on the pitch.
Carson Thomas 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. That's a pretty good lead. That one's going to be cut off by Mulbauer. A flip to second, and they got the out. Mulbauer kept it out of center field. I wasn't sure if they could get that out, but he got the force at second base. What a play.
And we got to give Rashawn some credit there too. Instead of panicking and bobbling the ball, he was able to grab it and control it for the out.
There has to be communication there too. Rishawn Amaro, his job is to say yes or no. Apparently he said yes, and they got the lead runner. This is Seth Waltmeyer, grounded to short his first time.
First pitch in there first, right? 0-1. Chance probably looking for a double play ball, get his offense back out there while the bats are still hot. Runner's going, pitch is popped up. Gattinella catches it. Runner retreats. Gattinella fires back to first, but not in time.
Gattinella has a good arm, but he was still going backwards when he made the catch. He really didn't have a play. But he showed off the arm, and that will get something in the minds of base runners and coaches later.
Yep. And some runners, they'll, jog back the rest of the way and then walk the last, maybe 5 feet. So maybe he was trying to catch him napping on there.
Yeah, Waltmeyer hustled all the way.
Gattinella catches it. So a very quick inning for Chance as we go into the bottom of the third. Eagles up 7-0.
Nate Burns said we'll get a chance to start a clean inning. He came in trouble in the second, but got the only man he faced to ground out. So he will face 9, 1, and 2. Mulbauer, McGann, and Williams. Eagles got 5 in the first, 2 in the second. This is after scoring 10 runs in game 1, so they're really swinging the bats well.
Yeah, they definitely brought the bat outs today. And we were wondering before the game started, would they be able to keep up that same offensive production? And it looks like they're doing that now.
Morgan Mulbauer 0 for 1. He's made a couple of nice plays at short. He got that force out on the ground ball up the middle in the top half of this inning. Mulbauer, 2-run double in game number 1. So he's been on base 3 of his 5 times up today. And a swing and a miss. Burns said it's really bringing it.
Yeah, he's going to probably keep on throwing that fastball until this team proves that they can hit it, because we've been late on it every single time.
That one's pulled towards short. Should be an easy play, and they got him. Seth Waltmeyer, steady glove at short and a good arm. He makes those balls that are routine, but make them look very easy.
And when you can make the routine plays look that easy, you know you have yourself a good defender out there.
The flashy plays may make the highlight reels, but if you can't make the routine plays, you're going to cause your pitcher to lose games.
Yep. Perfect example is Nolan Arenado over with the Cardinals, but when he was at his best with the Rockies, he made every single play look easy no matter how difficult it was.
Of course, he's now an Arizona Diamondback.
Oh, yeah,
so
right.
I'm glad to see him out of the NL Central. The Cubs will face him only 6 times now instead of 19. Now, right now, I'm glad I'm not batting because this guy's throwing smoke.
Yeah, he's definitely in the mid to upper 80s at the least.
Logan McGann is 1 for 2 with a run scored.
Misses with the off speed. So 3-1 now to McGann. Grounded to first. He's going to take it himself for the force out. So 2 up, 2 down.
It's Carson Thomas, the Thomas first baseman. And it brings up Gavin Williams, who has scored twice. Once he drove himself in with a 2-run homer, and in the second he walked and scored.
He's been swinging a hot bat today, so he's going to look forward to continue that offensive production here.
He already has 4 hits today. He was 3 for 4 in game 1 and is 1 for 1 with a walk. He scored 4 times today.
That's not a bad day at all. Quickly 0-2 to Williams here with a fastball at the knees. 0-2 pitch is served in the right field. Threw him a slider and he just swatted it out there. That's exactly what you do with that low and outside slider. Just
especially
hit to
with
the
2
opposite
strikes.
field.
Just put the bat on the ball. And that wasn't his best swing, and he still hit it hard.
That's the key of, well, that's what you look for in a hitter. Can they get the barrel to the ball in a 2-strike count and at least make the defense work for the out?
Gavin Williams with his 5th hit of the day and his 6th time on base. Burgos is 1 for 2 with a run scored.
First pitch outside. Yeah, this type of series so far, this is definitely going to get you some praise in the hitters meeting. In there, 1-1.
Yeah, the Eagles snapped a 6-game losing streak by winning game 1 today. And the pitching, a little shaky during that streak. They got a few great outings from Trey Rosado, though. And Trey pitched 3 innings today, gave up 2 runs, but did a really nice job.
1-1 hits him on the knee. He's limping.
That did not feel good.
We heard that all the way from up here.
That was a loud sound, and Drew Billings is going to check on Gadriel Burgos, and
they're going to get a pinch runner for him.
Yeah, they have to. You got to make sure. He can re-enter later if he's all right, but this is a situation where they have to get him checked at.
That was a fastball right to the knee. Trainer's coming out there along with Coach Brodden.
We're going to pause here while they attend to Gadriel Burgos. We'll be right back. Gadriel Burgos is going to stay on the base paths. He's tougher than I am. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, with him limping, I thought that they would have taken as a precaution and re-enter him in later.
Larson Lott fouls off the first pitch.
But Godry managed to convince the trainer and Coach Brodden that he's okay to run on the bases, and you got to give him credit for that.
You know it's not feeling good. Like I said, a tough young man out there. Lott has walked and scored and driven in a run with a base hit.
And the dirt blocked. Williams thought about going for third, but he saw that the catcher kept it in front of him. So he stays there at second with a 1-1 count.
Not much has gotten by any of the catchers we've seen today. They've all done a good job blocking balls down.
And when your catchers are blocking those balls, that can be the difference in a ball game.
It also gives the pitcher the confidence to throw those breaking balls. Good swing, but he fouled it back. Burnstead got the first two outs quickly. A ground ball, two ground balls, but then a base hit and the hit batsman. One and two to Larson Lott.
Keeping the tabs over there. Williams at second. Fouls it off. Got a piece of the umpire, so catcher's making sure that he's okay.
Yeah, Larson pulled his head on that one. He was fortunate to make contact.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to score that runner from second here, try and keep our run streak alive of scoring in consecutive innings. 1-2, another pitch in the dirt blocked by the catcher. That one hit in front of the batter's box where the chalk is drawn, and the catcher just bodied it.
That catcher is Nathaniel Slaughter in game number 2.
2-2.
There are two outs, so he could go, but the throw would have beaten him anyway. Well, a nice job by Burnstead. Got two quick outs. Didn't panic when two base runners got on. So after 3, it is 7-0 Trinity.
So the new pitcher coming on for the Eagles is Andrew Muller. He will replace Chance Helvey. Helvey went 3 innings, giving up 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So a great outing by Chance, and he turns it over to the bullpen with a 7-0 lead.
Andrew Muller, a junior from Pasco High School in Dade City, Florida. He'll make his 11th appearance all in relief. No record, 11 2/3 innings. He's had times where he's done great and times where he has struggled. 18 hits, 25 runs, only 13 of those are earned. He has walked 13. He has struck out 6. He's allowed 1 home run. He will face Pickert, Dufresne, and Smith. Batters 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order. And Chance Helvey, just like Trey Rosado in game 1, did very well for 3 innings, but will fall victim to the rule and not be allowed to get the win. The scoring rule says must go half the game. The starting pitcher. But you can't argue with the performances that both Helvey and earlier Rosado had today.
Yeah, win-loss doesn't indicate everything that a pitcher's capable of.
It is a little bit overrated, the win-loss record. And here is Max Pickert. Ground ball to first, his first time up. And I say that because a reliever can come in, give up 3 runs in the eighth, and the team walks it off in the ninth. He gets the win, and the starter who threw 8 shutout innings gets nothing. Yeah, that's why I say that that can be an overrated
Gunner
stat.
first eats up Gaudriel. That was a hard hit grounder.
That should be an error on the first baseman. That's a play he normally makes, but that one took a big hop on him. But he'll tell you that's one that he would probably should have made.
Yeah, that ball was hit very, very hard, and it looked like it hit a trampoline in the turf. That bounced right up over his shoulder.
Yeah, this new surface though, it's very spongy. So and these balls, they bounce well on grass. So imagine on artificial surface. Lucas Dufresne 0 for 1, a fly ball to right. Gattinell has been very busy in right field.
And that's a good day in the outfield because if you don't get much hit out to you, it can get boring out there, and you'll space out a little bit.
You get back on your heels and maybe not give it the same effort.
Yeah. But when you have your defense involved behind you, knowing that every single pitch a ball could be hit toward you, you stay invested in the game and you don't space out.
Now, Dominic's not a player to do that. He's going to give it all he has every time, no matter what.
Oh, 100%. He will and has put his body on the line before.
I seen him run into the fence to make a catch. Of course, you talked about getting hit by the pitch a few weeks ago.
Oh, he's going.
That's going to be a
Pitch
pass
off the
ball.
glove of Junior, and he, in the runner on first, goes over to second.
Yeah, so Pickert reached on an error and advances on a pass ball. So with a big lead here, here's where Moeller just really needs to focus on the hitter, not too much about the base runner.
With a 7-run lead, especially this early in the ball game, you just want to focus on the batter right now.
And it's easy to split your attention with the base runner. But again, with a 7-run lead, get the batter. That was a great pitch.
Swung on and missed.
Balls, 2 strikes. They're not even holding him at second. That
Looks
was
good
close.
from up here, but that's ball 4.
Well, we get a great view of top and bottom, but those close pitches inside and outside, we can't really say much about that. Give the umpire the benefit of the doubt. And both umpires behind the plate, they've been consistent. They've been good. There haven't been too many questions from anyone on the field. They've done a nice job.
Yeah, as long as an umpire is consistent, neither team is going to have a real issue with them.
It's not easy either.
First pitch downstairs for a ball.
The players are not the same size. It's tough to judge that strike zone. And even with the ABS in the majors now, the umpires are going to miss some.
Yeah, I do like how the MLB has implemented ABS because it keeps the art of framing, but also corrects mistakes.
Well, I am old school. Takes me a while to warm up to new changes. This is a good one, and it won't be overused because you have that limit. You're allowed to be wrong once. If you're wrong a second time, you don't get to anymore.
Oh, that ball is split into the gap in left center field. That will easily score 2. Check that. The runner on first was held up at third. So that is a Ribby double, only scoring 1.
I thought 2 were going to score, but Jacob Burke got to that ball quickly and got it in with a great throw. The run is unearned, but it's an RBI double for Noah Smith. And what a job by Jacob Burke getting that ball in so quickly.
Yeah, I was not expecting him to get it in so quickly, and apparently neither were any of us. But that is a great job to limit the double to just 1 run.
Jackson Thomas had a base hit to right his first time up.
First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. And the ball gets by Moeller, but a great job of Morgan.
That's a
being
live
heads
ball.
up.
Many times you'll see the middle infielders just kind of take it lackadaisically, and runners can go. That's a live ball, but Mulbauer, very aware.
Yeah, I very easily could have scored a run if Mulbauer wasn't paying attention over there at shortstop.
One run is in, nobody out. Runners at second and third.
Good block by Brown behind the dish. So it counts now 1-1.
Mueller still has a 6-run lead, needs to get an out. This is a team that can score a lot of runs in a hurry.
1-1 pitch. Little flare shot off the glove of Mulbauer. So that's going to be bases loaded with nobody out. Little jam shot off the hands, and it was just in the right. It was just in the right spot to where Mulbauer could just barely get there.
I'm going to assume that will be an error, and it is. And that does load the bases with nobody out. Coach Broden coming out to the mound. Second error of the inning. Yeah, again, this is not a team you want to give extra outs to.
Yeah, you cannot give a team like this extra life, especially especially when they're down this much. And this is the thing about being up big early. The defense can get complacent at times. Now, I'm not saying that they did here, because both times, well, on both errors, one was a rip and the other, he gave effort. But it can happen to certain teams.
The defense for both teams has been really good all day long. A couple of miscues here have opened the door. Bases are loaded, nobody out, 1 run is in, and Nathaniel Slaughter, the catcher, at the plate. 0 for 1, grounded to third his first time up. We'll see how the defense plays this one. They do have a 6-run lead. It looks like they'll play for double play up the middle, and McGann and Burgos will come in tight at the corners.
So Muller's in a tough spot right here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Up 6. First pitch, upstairs for a ball.
And we mentioned this earlier, a younger player may try to overthrow and do it himself. Moeller, a junior, well experienced, knows just work on the batter.
And 1-0 pitch is going to third. And that's going to be a double play. The runner on second did not know what was going on.
I'm wondering if he thought it might have been foul, but he did not run, and Coach Fleener is not happy with what he just saw. Now, I was watching the play at the plate. I didn't even notice that, but great communication by the Eagles, and Mulbauer covering third. So it will go as a grounded into double play, 5-2-6, which you never see.
I have never seen that before.
Well, we have now. And Moeller can get out of the inning now. If he gets this one batter here, Carson Thomas, with just the 1 unearned run. It's a fielder's choice double play. So this is why I use a pencil, Andrew. I have to rewrite something here. It's a fielder's choice, 5-2-6. And there are 2 away. Carson Thomas is at the plate. Jones, the courtesy runner at first. We saw him do that each time in game 1.
Courtesy running for Slaughter. First pitch in there for a strike.
And that could give Moeller a lift, as that was a really good fastball.
Yeah, he's definitely feeding off of that double play because he thought he was only going to get one out. But when you think you're only going to get one out and you get two, that fires you up.
For a moment, I thought McGann may try to make the tag. He was close enough to, but that can be risky with the runner running. You never know, knock the ball out. I thought he might try to tag and throw to first, but he came home, got the force, and Eagles caught a big break.
Absolutely. Runner second getting a massive lead with the 0-2 count with two outs. Nobody holding him on over there at second.
Andrew has a fan watching him online.
That ball is ripped into right field. Caught by Gattinella, and the Eagles get out of it, giving up only one. From bases loaded, nobody out, to only giving up one run because of a huge double play.
The base running mistake cost the Nighthawks. Andrew Moeller, a very nice job. He got into trouble, but got out of it with just the one unearned run scoring. And after 3.5, the Eagles lead 7-1. Nate Burnside back on the mound for Thomas. He came in with 2 outs in the second inning, bases loaded. He got the ground ball, gave up a base hit and a hit a batter in the third, but no runs for now an inning and a third for Nate Burnside. He will face Gattinella, Burke, and Amaro. Andrew Thomasone and Ray Bureau bringing you the action as Gattinella steps in. Had an RBI double his last time up.
First pitch, lined into left center field, caught by the center fielder.
Nice play by Garcia. Caught that ball on the run, and it's twilight now. The lights are taking good effect, but it's still a little bit difficult to see the ball.
Yeah, you can still lose it in the sky, especially with how cloudy it is right now. So when that ball gets above the lights, you have nothing to gauge where it is.
Jacob Burke has had a pretty good month at the plate today. He had a 3-run homer in game 1, also a 2-run single, 3 hits overall, and in game 2, already 2 ribbies. He doubled in the first and scored a run, got another base hit in the second. So great job by Jacob Burke. Game 1's player of the game, but he's down now 0-2.
Battling 0-2 as he fouls that one off over the first base dugout. 0-2 pitch. Oh,
Umpire called time.
he did not engage with the batter. You have to look the batter in the eyes before you deliver your pitch. Otherwise, it is an illegal pitch, so it looks like a warning given there. Looks like a warning given to the Nighthawks. 0-2 pitch. Cut on and missed in the dirt. And he throws down to first for the out.
So that goes a strikeout and 2-3 on the putout.
So it seems the Nighthawks are not happy with this umpire so far. You recall back to the first inning when one of their players was arguing with the umpire on back-to-back pitches before his strikeout. First pitch to Rashawn is down. 1-0. Rashawn over 2 so far. He goes to bunt, pulls it back. 2-0. Incoming. He went 2-1. So we're trying to switch hitters, going for the righty on righty matchup instead of going left-handed.
Nothing out of 2 so far batting left-handed. But in game 1 batting left-handed, Amaro did have a couple of hits. He was 2 for 3.
2-2 bounces in front of the plate, full count. So Rashawn looking for his first hit here with a full count, and he walks. Takes the ball low in the dirt, and he will be on first with 2 down. Umpire getting some more baseballs. And that will bring up Junior Brown up to the dish. First pitch cut on and missed, 0-1. Brown 1 for 2 so far. Looking for his second hit of the game. In there for a strike. Catcher dropped the ball.
Boy, Amaro's getting a really good lead off first.
2 strikes. Pitcher looks to be ignoring him. You got to wonder if he's going to swipe a bag right here.
Well, he is 5 for 7 this season. But he's getting a big lead.
Dancing over there. Pick off. He's back in there safely. Eagles calling time. Brown coming down the line yelling time. And it looks like the Nighthawks have another guy warming up in their bullpen. So this will probably be Brown's last batter. Well, sorry, not Brown's last batter. Burnside last batter, excuse me. But Brown will probably be his last batter. And Rashawn's picked off. He's in a pickle, and they got him. Took off at the wrong time, and they caught him dancing.
That'll go as both a caught stealing and a pickoff. And so, despite the 2-out walk, the Eagles bat only 3. But after 4, they lead at 7-1. Andrew Moeller will start his second inning of work, and a nice job. He got into trouble last inning, but got out of it with some defense and with a base running mistake by the Nighthawks. But he also made some really good pitches.
Yeah. Uh, Whenever you're on the mound and you get that kind of help from your defense, making those heads-up plays, that can light a fire in you. And we saw that in the next batter, and he instantly got him out.
Top of the order due up: Garcia, Waltmeyer, Lawhon. Garcia's hit the ball hard twice, nothing to show for it. Line drive caught in right, and a fielder's choice, ground ball.
Mueller steps off. First pitch. Swung on a miss, 0-1. And the Nighthawks have somebody warming up in their bullpen. Warming up in their bullpen. I can never find his number.
Yeah, it's tough to see out there as it's getting darker, even with the binoculars.
Warming up in the bullpen is Tyler Marczak.
We saw Marzak as the first baseman in game number 1. Played all 7 innings. It was a nice pitch by Moeller to make it 1-2.
One, two. Just upstairs, 2-2. Mueller was starting around the mound like that was a strike.
That was up high. We have the same view you have. Top of the third base dugout.
The 2-2 incoming. Outside, 3-2.
Close pitch, but just off the outside corner.
The 3-2. Line off the glove of Rashawn over there at second base. That would have been an amazing play.
That'll be a base hit. Amaro a little frustrated that he thought he should have had that ball, but that was not an easy play.
That was not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination. But when you get it off your glove, that can bring down your morale because you feel like that you should have had it if it's off your glove. But that would have been an incredible play if he would have been able to catch it, but nobody blames him for not catching that.
Second hit off Andrew Moeller, just the third for the Nighthawks. Eagles pitching has been really good. This one's trouble.
Lined into left field, twisting out there and burning him in left field. That will be a double. No run scores.
Yeah, Gavin Williams might have lost sight of it at first. He got turned around, and by the time he could find the ball, it was up against the fence. That ball was blistered by Waltmeyer.
Yeah, Williams turning out there, and looked like he didn't know which way that ball was going to go. He was flipping his hips inside and out, adjusting left to right.
Well, that would have been a very difficult play because the ball got out there so quickly.
That was a laser beam. But no runner score. And now we have second and third. Nobody out. First pitch upstairs. 1-0.
McGann's playing close, even with the bag. at third. Everyone else is playing back. They'll trade a run for an out. It is a 6-run lead, but the Nighthawks are threatening. 2 on, nobody out. We've seen this before.
1-0 in the dirt and blocked by June. 2-0. So second and third now with nobody out, and the 2-0 pitch incoming. Misses high again, 3-0. If you're the batter here, you're probably just going to take all the way, try and get another bases loaded, nobody out scenario.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like an auto take. Mo gets it in there, 3-1.
Sometimes, though, that 3-0 pitch is the best one you're going to see.
Absolutely. The 3-1 pitch incoming. Ball 4. Bases loaded, nobody out again. Back-to-back innings for Muller, where he has bases loaded, nobody out.
Well, he got out of it in the 4th with 1 unearned run. But you don't want to keep doing that with Thomas at the bat, because Max Pickert, Lucas Dufresne, and Noah Smith are looking to do some damage. They're the next 3 scheduled hitters.
Muller at 30 pitches here.
Middle infielder playing back for 2. Corner infielders in.
First pitch. Skied into center field. That will score a run. So that's a sac fly. Runners on second and third advance. So now it is runners on first and third with 1 out. And now a double play gets us out of this.
All right, RBI for Max Pickert, and it is now 7-2. For Pickert, his 22nd ribby of the season. Waltmeyer advanced to third. I thought for a moment that Lawhorn may try to tag up as well. Burke's throw was towards third base, but he stayed put, and runners are at the corners with 1 out. Dufresne walked in the 4th. He was a man thrown out at the plate on that double play.
First pitch. Fouled into the glove of Brown. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Muller in the dirt. 1-1. So the Eagles are leading 7-2 after 4 innings, with first and third by the Nighthawks and threatening for more. One from Muller. Outside. 2-1.
That was pitch number 34 for Moeller. So he's throwing a bunch of pitches in under 2 innings.
So Tyler Marczak is still warming up in the Nighthawks bullpen, and it looks like he just wrapped up his warm-ups. So he will definitely be coming in next inning.
All right, now we have no view of the Eagles bullpen, but we can bet that there's somebody getting ready.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Is having trouble finding the zone.
I mean, he's at 34 pitches. He got out of a big jam in the first, but then he gets himself into he got into a big jam in his first inning of work, and now he's in a big jam in his second inning of work. As he walks, the bases loaded again.
That's the second time he has walked Dufresne. So the bases are loaded with 1 out. Coach Copeland will come on out. and we'll see in a moment who the new pitcher will be. 7-2. We'll be right back. Drayton Black is the newcomer. The Walla Walla Community College. I just like saying that, Walla Walla. Walla Walla, Washington. He is from Meridian, Idaho. He is a junior, first season here at TCJ. And Drayton Black makes his 9th appearance. He has started twice. He is 1-2 with an ERA of 6.28. 14 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed 19 hits, 21 runs, 15 earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 10. And here it's a very tough situation, Andrew. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, and he comes in to replace Andrew Muller, who went 1.1 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, with only one of them being earned, 3 walks and no strikeouts. So he was very contact oriented in this outing, and Drayton Black looks to shut the door on this jam by possibly getting a double play.
Yeah, Muller is responsible for the 3 base runners. Inning summary: a leadoff single, a double, a walk, a sacrifice fly, and a walk. And Noah Smith is watching Drayton Black warm up. And Smith, his last time up, drove in a run with a double. He is 1 for 2. And this is his 3rd at-bat and 3rd pitcher that he will have seen.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough time at the plate whenever you can't see the same pitcher more than 1 at-bat at a time, because you're constantly having to adjust to new arm angles, new pitches, new pitch shapes. So that can definitely be tough as a batter, and you can't get comfortable in there.
And again, the corner infielders in tight. They'll come home. Middle infielders will try to turn the routine double play.
First pitch. In there for a strike.
That's what you want to see. The first pitch in there for a strike in this situation. Do not want to fall behind hitters.
Bases loaded, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Sorry, the 0-1 pitch. Misses, 1-1. Well, it's getting darker out here, and the lights are starting to set in, and it's looking a lot brighter than it was when it was twilight.
The mist is starting to roll back in, but really no rain just yet. Now, here's a question. Drew Billings threw 2 innings in game 1, coming back from injury. He is their ace reliever. Would Coach Copeland be willing to go to him again?
I don't believe that would be a smart decision, because you do have your ace ace closer, as you said, coming back from injury. You don't want to get him back and then immediately strain him and put him on the IL.
Time called. Jordan Broden will head out to the mound. Black got the first pitch in for a strike, but then has missed 3 in a row. Nowhere to put him. And Thomas, you can sense that they're gaining some momentum back, and they're starting to sense a chance to make a comeback.
Yeah, and this is one offense where you cannot give them opportunity after opportunity, because they will make you pay one of those times, and they will make you pay huge.
Remember, they scored 14 runs in game 1 at Thomas, 13 runs in game number 2. They scored 4 in game 1 today, but the bullpen was able to stop them. They threatened last inning, got 1. They're threatening again, and again, this team is one that's eventually going to make you pay for it.
Yeah, and one swing, and they're back in this, whether it's a double in the gap or a grand slam here.
And a hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike.
If they rip a double in the gap, that is scoring at minimum 2, and then it's a 7-4 ball game if that happens. And that's through for a base hit under the diving glove of McGann. Everyone advances 90 feet, and it is now 7-3.
Altmaier crosses the plate. Everybody moves up 90 feet.
Black getting a new baseball. And that was a hard hit ball.
Lawhon is at third. Dufresne is at second. Smith is at first. And Jackson Thomas is in the batter's box. Tying run is at the plate.
Yep. And Thomas 1 for 2 in this game.
Couple of hard hit balls here for the Nighthawks.
First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
Thomas is 1 for 2. Single and reached on an error. 2 runs have scored at 7-3 Eagles.
The 0-1. Inside 1-1, almost got him. Luckily he got out of the way of it. And Jackson Thomas is looking to pull them within a few. And Thomas University has clawed their way back into this game, and they could very easily get back into within 2 right here. As the 1-1 misses for a ball, 2-1. Fouled off, straight back, 2-2.
Well, you hit a ball straight back like that, it means you are a couple of millimeters away from driving it.
Yeah, when you foul it straight back, that means you're on time. You're just underneath it. And as a pitcher, you don't know what to do in that scenario because he's underneath it, but he's also on time. So you don't know if he's seeing it well and misplaced the barrel, or if he's not seeing it and just got lucky. We'll see what he does here on the 2-2. He got him.
Great pitch. Black took something off it and had to hit her out in front, and that was a huge strikeout.
That was a much, much needed strikeout, so that can force the corners to pull back and have the middle infield now play double play depth. So now they can just focus on getting the guy at the plate as he's going over to first. Base is still loaded now, and it's a 7-3 ball game, so Trinity is not out of this inning yet.
Nathaniel Slaughter, the hitter.
That pitch is lined in a left field, caught by Gavin Williams, and the Eagles get out of a bases loaded jam, giving up 2.
And another one that Williams had to fight the wind on because that ball just took off of him last instant. He ended up having to reach to his left, but he made the play. 2 runs score, 3 left stranded. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's 7-3 Eagles. We have a new pitcher for the Nighthawks wearing number 26, Tyler Marzak, a junior from Orlando, Florida. He has no record. This will be his fourth appearance, all in relief. Marzak has pitched 3 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He has walked one and struck out 5. He will face Brown, Mulbauer, and McGann. Bullpen games today for Coach Fleener and the Nighthawks, knowing that they have a big conference series this Friday and Saturday, just like we do. Well, Jacob Brigman, Brody Nichols, Coach Copeland, Coach Broden, they want to make sure those two young men are ready to pitch to Baptist on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, and with conference games coming up, you want to make sure that your bullpen is sharp. So it's probably been influential in Coach Copeland's decision as to who he goes to and how often he goes to guys. Because if you can get your guys reps before a conference game to make sure they're not rusty, that can greatly increase your confidence in going to them.
Kenneth Brown is 1 for 2, an RBI single in the first, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1.
Missed for a ball.
Marzak throwing hard.
He's definitely throwing hard right now. That pitch looked like it could have been a strike, but if it pops out of the catcher's glove, you're not going to get a call very often. 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1 over the top of the zone.
I think even Junior there said, what a nice pitch, because that was a good fastball.
Yeah, 2-0, that is not the pitch that you're looking for. But that's why they give you 3. Misses low, 3-1 with the breaking ball.
We have really cooled down now, upper 50s. Started at 63 today.
3-1, miss. Cut on miss. 3-2 now.
May have chased one upstairs.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like you chased a high fastball. That could have been ball 4. So 3-2 to the count to Brown. Marzak kicks and deals. Cut on, popped up. Foul grounds. That will land foul.
Noah Smith hustling. He needed just another step or two. He almost caught up to it.
Yeah, that was definitely way foul, and I did not think that he even had an opportunity to get that, but he almost made the play, and you got to give him credit for that.
Well, Drew Billings is coaching first base, so we're very likely not to see him on the mound again tonight.
Yeah, with your ace closer just coming back from injury and having him go 2 innings, you don't want to risk him getting injured again.
He did a really good job, too. Got the win in relief. That one fouled back. I even talked to him between games, and he agreed. Took him a few pitches to get back into it, but when he really needed to, he bore down, got out of the jam, and then had a very nice second inning of work.
Yep, and sometimes all a pitcher needs is just a little bit of pressure to get locked in and execute pitches. 3-2 popped into right field, camping under it and making the catch. Is Smith out there? Took a little bit for me to find who was out there in my notes.
Looked like he may have lost it in the lights and then regained vision of it right at the last instant. But credit him not giving up. And with the wind blowing out, we didn't know if that ball was going to continue to carry. Here's Morgan Mulbauer. Nothing out of 2 in this game, but he had a 2-run double and 2 walks in game 1.
First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. So Trinity leads 7-3 in the bottom of the 5th, and looking to add more. after giving up 2 in the last inning, trying to get at least one of those runs back.
Oh, what a great pitch.
2-1 in there for a strike. 2 and
That,
2 right at
that's
the
one
bottom
you
of the
have
strike
to let
zone.
go and hope it's called a ball.
Yeah,
That got plenty of the plate.
I mean that is a beautiful pitch, painted right at the knees. 2-2 grounded, through for a base hit up the middle. Dugout cheering for him.
Mulbauer came in hitting just 100. That's his second hit. He's been on base 4 times now. So he's put the ball in play. He's taken a couple of walks. And even his outs have been hit pretty well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things where you can't get too in your head about it, because if you let just the batting average define you and not the quality of at bats, you're going to get into your own head and continue to struggle even more.
And you keep putting the ball in play, eventually they'll start finding holes.
Yep.
Logan McGann found a hole in the first, ended up scoring the first run. He's 1 for 3.
First pitch misses downstairs for a ball.
He beat out that ground ball to the second baseman to start the ball game. And then Gavin Williams put one way over the right field fence.
And beating out that ground ball, that set the tone for this offense, that we are not going to take anything for granted.
So I know with this coaching staff, if you don't hustle, you're not going to be on that field very long.
Yep.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah, when you're on the field, you have to give 110%.
Ask Reggie Jackson about that. You know what I'm talking about
Mr.
there?
October.
Billy Martin, Reggie Jackson back in the 70s. Reggie Jackson playing right field, lollygagged on a base hit against the Red Sox, and Martin pulled him immediately from the game, and that turned into one of the most famous dugout arguments ever. But Billy Martin was no nonsense. You don't hustle, you're not playing.
Yep. 3-0 check over on the runner. He's in there safely.
And those two didn't care for each other either.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of player and managers fights over the years. Somebody warming up in the Nighthawks bullpen. 3-0 check over on him again.
I remember getting pulled in high school mid-at-bat because I missed the squeeze sign and took a swing. You know what? The coach was right to do it. He told me about it. He put me back in the game later. I got the game-winning hit. But don't hustle. Don't follow instructions. You may not play. There goes a runner. Pitch is a strike. The throw is low, and Mulbauer steals the base. Morgan Mulbauer can run. That is his 8th steal. He has not been caught.
Warming up in the bullpen for the Nighthawks is Ashton O'Quinn.
Again, now an RBI opportunity with Mulbauer at second. 1 out, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
The pitch. Outside and low for a ball. So again, earns a walk.
Brings up Gavin Williams. What a day he has had in both games. A home run in each game. In this one, he's also drawn a walk. He's scored twice and has a base hit. Now, even though it wouldn't count as a cycle, I'd still like to see him get that triple.
I mean, you can have a cycle over a full day.
I mean, it wouldn't be official, but it would still look good.
Yeah. So the Nighthawks catcher goes out there for a pitcher's meeting, and both the umpires come out there.
Williams does have a triple. I believe he got that last week against Abraham Baldwin. Not sure what the conversation is about, but the official is sending Marzak to the dugout.
It might be that he has metal cleats on the turf mound.
Okay, so we'll have a delay. Give us a chance to recap the ball game. The Eagles got 5 runs in the first inning. Williams had a 2-run homer. Jacob Burke had a 2-run single, and Junior Brown had an RBI single. They got 2 more in the second. Separate RBI hits from Larson Lott and Dominic Gattinella. So far, they haven't scored again. Thomas came back with a run in the fourth, an RBI double from Noah Smith. 2 in the fifth, a sac fly from Max Pickert, and another RBI single from Noah Smith. So Smith's had a good day both at the plate and in right field. He's made a couple of good catches out there. And Williams, he wants to bat.
Yeah, when you have a couple of games as good as he's had, especially a stretch as good as he's had, you want to get back into that box and not lose a rhythm.
So officially, Williams is now 5 out of 6, plus a walk, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. You think he is the team MVP total? Because Jacob Burke individually the player of the game in Game 1, but Gavin Williams the MVP of the doubleheader.
Yeah, he is seeing beach balls up the plate right now.
Well, we're going to pause while they finish up the situation that we're not really sure about. We're just speculating some uniform adjustments needing to be made, and we'll be right back in just a bit. Okay. All right, so Andrew, you were correct. Marzak had to get a new set of footwear, and they'll give him a moment to take a couple of warm-up tosses. Understood, it is cool out there. It's in the 50s. So after a few moments away, make sure you don't want that arm to tighten up and get hurt.
Yeah, and you also want to make sure that your foot feels good in the cleats, because if your foot doesn't feel good, you don't want to roll an ankle.
Here's Gavin Williams. He has not seen a pitch yet, and he takes the first one for a strike.
And as you said earlier, Gavin Williams 5 for 6 in these 2 games, so he's looking to get another hit here, possibly drive in one. Back pick over at first, safe.
Now that's a risky play, but that was designed. Thomas playing behind the runner, maybe trying to catch McGann off guard, but you have a moving target who wasn't quite at the bag yet. So there's a risk to it, but there could be a good reward.
Yeah, especially with a runner on second. If that pickoff gets by him, he's scoring.
Got to say it at least once a game. Just a bit outside.
1-1 count now, with runners on first and second and one out. One pitch is inside, almost got him. 2-1 now. The 2-1 offering. Outside, 3-1.
Williams also has a very good eye. Those pitches were close. He has walked 12 times.
You got to wonder with a 3-ball count and the 2 base runners on, you got to wonder if they're thinking of stealing here.
And that's his second walk of the day, so 12 as the game started, now 14, and that loads the bases for the Eagles, who are in business. They've let the pitcher off the hook a couple of times, and
we're going to see
Gadriel Burgos will try to change that situation.
And we're going to see a pitching change now for the Nighthawks as Ashton O'Quinn comes into the game. So we will be right back after this.
The new pitcher is a sophomore from Altamont Springs, wearing number 44, Ashton Quinn, who will make his 8th appearance all in relief. No record. He does have one save. In 11 and a third innings, O'Quinn has allowed 15 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 10, which is a very nice total in 11 and a third. He's allowed 2 doubles, but no home runs. Marzak, 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 walks, and he's responsible for all 3 men on base. Gadriel Burgos will be the first man that O'Quinn faces. Burgos grounded to second, singled and scored, and was hit by a pitch right off the knee, and we were surprised that he stayed in the game. That ball really hit him flush.
Yeah, that was directly on the side of the knee, and that is not a good place to get hit at all.
Burgos is the Eagles' leading RBI man.
And with the lefty-righty matchup here, he's going to swing big, try and score at least 2.
He came into this game with 28 runs batted in.
First pitch misses up and out for a ball.
And he's another one that fell victim in the rankings to not playing for a week. He was in the top 10. He was as high as number 4, but he's been passed. He's out of the top 10, but still a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, and just because he's out of the top 10 doesn't mean that he's no longer a threat. He is still very much so a threat at the plate.
Ball didn't get by that far. Mulbauer started to come, but recognized. Again, all the catchers, we've seen one ball get by all day.
And that's when you know your catchers are doing their jobs. And that gives a great amount of confidence to the pitchers, because that gives them the confidence to throw those breaking balls outside or in the dirt and not have it go to the backstop, as Gadriel swings hard through a fastball.
Yeah, but he was late on it, so it's 2-2. He was trying to hit that one onto the practice field back there. So he has the power.
2-2. Outside, 3-2. No place to put him.
There's only one out, so the runners will not be in motion.
Ball forward, walks in a run. And that is up the middle and through for a base hit. McGinn coming around. He will score. Throw comes into third, and Williams is safe in there at third. And the Eagles take a 9-3 lead on the base hit by Gadriel.
When you're up by 4, it may not seem like they had to have that hit, but the way Thomas has started to chip away at the lead, that was a big 2-run single.
And that is exactly what you want to do. They score 2, you pop them back with 2. Erase that progress.
RBIs 29 and 30, and Gavin Williams going first to third And Larson Lott will get ready to swing, and we'll have a pinch runner for Burgos, who's the first baseman. And we'll see who this new Eagle is on the base pass. It would help if I turned the binoculars around the right way. It's Tyson LaChapelle. So LaChapelle will pinch run for Burgos.
First pitch to Larson Lott inside for ball 1.
Now Tyson's also a first baseman, so not sure yet who's going to go in defensively. But right now, Eagles trying to tack on another.
I think Tyson is just going to stay in there because Gaudreau was playing first base, so they probably just swapped out first baseman for first baseman. Throw back again and in there.
We're getting more mist. It's not a rain, but it is more mist than we've had all day. And now with the lights shining so brightly, we can really see it.
Offering, fouled off over the first base dugout. So the count now 2-1. And Lott has first and third with 1 out.
He's 1 for 2 plus a walk, had an RBI single in the second, scored a run in the first.
Two-one offering popped up over the first base dugout, so that will be a 2-2 count.
LaChapelle's getting a good lead, but not really a base stealer. He's tried twice, has not made it yet.
So 2 runs already in for the Eagles and threatening for more with runners on the corners with 1 out. And the 2-2 offering fouled and hits him.
That ball hit him twice. It hit his knee, and then it got him on the face just under the brim of the helmet.
Yeah, it looked like it got him on the chin.
Larson, you might want to wear your catcher's gear up there next time.
He's immediately getting back into the box, so it doesn't appear as that phased him.
Well, of course, it did not hit the shin guard. It had to hit somewhere else.
I'm telling you, whenever people have a shin guard, it very rarely hits the shin guard. 2-2 in the dirt. Full count.
Makes me wonder why even bother wearing it.
Because the one time you don't have it on,
yeah,
that's when
then you're
going to
need
it
dead. 3-2. Let's see if LaChapelle takes off. No.
And he wears it off the hip.
Would have been ball 4 anyway, but it goes as a hit batsman and a painful plate appearance for Larson Lott. That'll move LaChapelle into scoring position with Williams already at third and Dominic Gattinella at the plate. RBI double in the second, walk and a run in the first. A very hard line drive caught in center his last time up.
Yeah, I think Lott purposely wore that one because he very easily could have gotten out of the way, but I think he wore that just to say you don't throw hard because that can really get into a pitcher's head.
Well, there have been some hard throws in this inning. So I'm not one who's going to do that.
Me neither.
That ball hurts.
There's a reason I'm the one throwing the ball and not the one in the box. First pitch downstairs low for ball 1. Dominic Gattinella 1 for 2 in this game.
That run, both runs in this inning, go to Marzak.
1-0 pitch. Fouled. Not exactly straight back, but fouled back. Now the count 1-1.
Eagles lead 9-3 and looking to hopefully put it out of reach. But again, Thomas, they can score. So really nothing out of reach with them.
Nope. Ground ball to the shortstop. 6-4. 3 and late, and that will allow Tyson LaChapelle to score as it goes all the way to the fence.
That's going to go as a fielder's choice. 1 RBI as Williams scores. LaChapelle scores on the error by the second baseman. So that run is unearned, depending on what happens next. They got that second out.
That will actually score 2, because Tyson LaChapelle was on second. So runner on third scores, and Tyson LaChapelle scores on the error.
Yeah, but 1 RBI credited. Lott was the man out at second. That goes as a 6-4 putout. And it brings up Jacob Burke. He is 2 for 3.
First pitch in there, first strike.
2-run single and a run scored in the first. A base hit in the second. And went down on strikes his last time up.
0-1 upstairs for a ball, and that gets away, but he will not advance. Jacob Burke, 2 for 3 this game. Had a couple of hits last game as well. So looking to do some damage here with 2 outs. Ground ball to the shortstop. Bobbled. Everybody safe.
That should be an error on the shortstop, allowing Burke to reach and Gattinella to take second. And Rishawn Amaro will bat right-handed again. 9th Eagle to bat, second time they've had 9. They also had an inning with 8 batters.
Eagles offense has been very good, along with some defensive blunders from the Nighthawks. As there's somebody warming up in the Nighthawks bullpen.
Angel Perez will now pinch run for Dominic Gattinella. It is now 11-3. And Rishawn Amaro at the plate. The book is now closed on Tyler Marzak. The second run, unearned, that scored on the last play, goes to O'Quinn. Eagles have put 4 on the board in the inning. Chased one upstairs and fouled it off. In the 6th for Thomas will be Carson Thomas, followed by Elias Garcia, Seth Waltmeyer. 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order, barring any changes. Those are the 3 men who will hit. This one bounces, and another very nice block. Nathaniel Slaughter behind the plate.
Warming up in the Nighthawks bullpen is Levi Sieben Morgan, a right-handed reliever.
Counts 2-1 to Rishawn Amaro. 2 outs, runners at first and second, and the pitch. High fly ball, well hit to center, but should be playable for Garcia, and that ends the inning. The Eagles get 4 runs. 3 of them are earned, and after 5, Trinity leads 11-3. go to the top of the sixth, and a little surprising, but makes sense as Jacob Brigman comes out to the mound. Reason being, it's been a week since he has pitched. You don't want to go too long before having him pitch against Baptist Florida either Friday or Saturday, so he may get an inning of work here. If it's a very quick inning, possibly two. But Jacob Brigman, the ace of the Eagles staff, now on the mound.
Knowing Coach Copeland and playing for him, I would assume that he either goes one inning or five batters, whichever comes first. Not to say I know that for a fact, but that's just what I'm guessing, as that is what is commonly done in scrimmages.
Well, Brigman will make his ninth appearance, his first relief outing. He is 4-3 with a 3.02 ERA. Had a little trouble against Abraham Baldwin, but so has everyone else who's pitched to the Stallions. Overall, on the season, Jacob Brigman in the top 10 in the NCCAA in innings pitched, 47 2/3. He's allowed 43 hits, 28 runs, 16 of those earned. He has walked 16, which is a little unusual for him. And he has struck out 43, which is not unusual. He will strike some people out. He's allowed 3 home runs. First pitch is a strike. Last year, Andrew, 1 home run the entire season that Brigman allowed.
That is incredible.
Of course, All-American last year. High pop foul out of play. And I forget which game, but earlier this season, right here on this field, he set the new all-time strikeout record for Trinity pitching, passing Michael Kohick with, at that time, 167. He's added some more since then.
Huh.
2 strikes. Brigman from the stretch and delivers. And that one is fouled off. Jacob Brigman is a junior from down south, Homestead, Florida, Florida Christian School. His father is the head baseball coach at Florida Christian School. We had a little bit of a video glitch. Everything seems to be in order, and while we were out, Mason Pickert got a base hit up the middle, so he's at first with 1 out.
Oh, sorry.
And a pinch hitter for Waltmeyer.
Pickard struck out. That is Sam. Let me find the last name here. That is Sam Wiltonmeyer with the single up the middle.
Okay, Seth Waltmeyer had the base hit. Of course, I was attending to the equipment, so I missed that. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, so we had the strikeout, and then Waltmeyer singling. So he's at first with 2 outs. And we'll tell you who the pinch hitter is in just a moment.
Good block by junior behind the dish.
This is Connor Hutto, who is 1 for 5 with a run scored on the season.
And the count's 2-0. 2-0's in there for a strike.
Coach
Counts
Fleener
2-1.
seeing an opportunity to get a few reserves, some at-bats. You never know when that will really need to come into play.
Two-one pitch. In there for strike 2.
Brigman had a little trouble against Abraham Baldwin, took a loss, but looking really good so far tonight.
And the 2-2. Misses high, 3-2. So the runner will be taking off with the full count.
Kind of hard hard to get it high to Connor Hutto, 6'3", sophomore from Nashville, Georgia.
And Tyson not holding him on, so Brickman cannot pick him off. Full count pitch is popped up. First base side, foul as it bounces off the first base dugout.
That one hit the light tower, then the dugout. Who knows what else over there? It's pitch dark over there.
Not much else besides some grass.
Now you mentioned pickoff. Brigman, he will pick you off.
Yeah, he is a very, very good pickoff move.
But La Chapelle with an 8-run lead and 2 outs. He's just playing back to get the batter. In the bottom of the 6th, 8, 9, and 1. Perez, Mulbauer, and McGann.
The 3-2 pitch. Walked him outside for ball 4. As Junior asks for a new ball.
All right, so after the first 2 outs, a base hit and a walk. And Max Pickert at the plate. Unless they made a change. It looks like it will be Pickert. It is. He has grounded to first, reached on an error and scored, and had a sac fly. So officially he is 0 for 2, but an RBI and a run.
First pitch low for ball 1. Triggered at it. Started to swing but held up.
You know, I got what's called trigger finger on the finger my wedding ring is on. I had never heard of that. Kind of locks up sometimes. Got a little injection on it earlier this week. They call it a trigger finger when the finger locks up and won't open.
Huh. 1-0 pitch is up and out for
You
ball 2.
said the word trigger made me think of that. I've never had an injection in the palm of my hand before. That hurt.
A lot of nerve endings there.
That seemed to help.
2-0 pitch inside for ball 3.
So Brigman walked a man, and now he's falling behind 3 balls, no strikes.
Runner on first and second. 2 outs. 3-0 pitches inside for ball 4, and that will walk the bases loaded yet again for the Nighthawks.
Thomas has had opportunities. They got 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, threatening once again, and Coach Broden wants to have a chat with his veteran lefty. Eight-run lead. Don't want to try to be too fancy. You don't want to groove pitches, obviously, but let your defense work. Each team has committed 2 errors. And with Brigman out there, it doesn't take a whole lot. He's a very level-headed young man. Coach Broden, just calm down. Just worry about getting the batter.
Just giving him a breather.
This is Lucas Dufresne, who has walked twice and flied to right. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
First pitch from Brigman. Outside for ball 1. Kicks and deals a 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. 1-1.
That might be what Brigman needed. Maybe rushing a little bit.
Maybe we heard the dugout say speed up your arm, so it may have been that his arm was lagging behind. Because if he's missing arm side,
He lost balance on that one. 2-1 the count.
2-1 kicks deals. Lined into right field. And that is down off against the wall. 3 runs will score. As the misplay by Gattinella will allow 3 to score for a bases clearing double by Lucas Dufresne. And it is now an 11-6 ball game.
That's set up by the 2 consecutive walks. It's the walks that usually cause pitchers trouble.
You cannot give out free passes, especially in college.
Well, it's now 11-6, and Noah Smith is at the plate. He has 2 separate RBI hits, a double and a single.
First pitch from Brigman's in there for a strike. Looked like a first pitch breaking ball.
Well, Dufresne, he laced that ball right down the line. Gattinella did everything he could, but just couldn't catch up to it.
Yeah, that ball was slicing away from him. It would have been a very, very difficult play to make. 0-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 1, blocked by Brown behind the dish.
All right, 2 quick outs, then a base hit and 2 consecutive walks before the double. Again, this is a team you cannot give extra opportunities to them regardless of the score. They will eventually make you pay for it.
And that's what a good offense does. They take the opportunities that you give them and make you pay. 1-1 chases upstairs for the fastball to make it 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Brigman. Kicks, deals, runner going from second.
That ball hit the batter, which could end up being a break for the Eagles because now Dufresne has to go back to second.
Yep. So runner on first and second now with the hit by pitch. The runner had to go back to second on the steal attempt because of the dead ball. And that will bring up Thomas.
He is 1 for 3. Excuse me, a base hit in the second.
Bergman shakes off, finds the pitch he likes, and delivers the 0-0 in the dirt for a ball. 1-0. Brigman now at 30 pitches for the inning, with runners on first and second, with 2 down, and the 1-0 pitch is high and out for ball 2. So runners on first and second now with 3 already in and 2 down as Brigman delivers the 2-0 in there for a strike and dropped by Brown. So that will make it a 2-1 count. Brown getting the pitch from the dugout. Gives Brigman the sign. Kicks, deals a 2-1 pitch. Just low. 3-1. Pitch. Brigman kicks, deals. In there for strike 2. That is the 3rd time I think that the batter has walked off before ball 4 was called.
Now the runners will be in motion. 3-2, 2 out.
Full count, kicks, deals. Lined into right center field, and that is down for a base hit. That will score 1. As Jacob Burke gets it in quickly and cuts it off before it could get by him into the fence. So it is now an 11-7 ball game with the Nighthawks scoring 4 this inning. And Copeland coming out for a pitching change.
Well, Jacob Brigman got the first 2 outs, but then a hit. 2 walks, a double, a hit batsman, and he fell behind Thomas and had to come in with a fastball. And Thomas drove in the fourth run of the inning, and we'll see who comes in.
Looks
It
like
is
Jackson
now
Taylor
11
coming
to
in.
7.
Jackson Taylor coming into the ball game in relief to replace Jacob Brigman.
Jackson Taylor, freshman from Taylor County High School in Perry, Florida.
Final line score for Jacob Brigman: 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout, which is not at all what you expect from Jacob Brigman. But you hope that this outing shakes the rust off of him before he goes out and faces BUF.
Meanwhile, for Taylor, his fourth appearance overall, he has totaled 1 1/3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit and 1 walk, but no runs. And he will inherit runners at the corners with 2 outs. 4 runs have scored, and he will face Nathaniel Slaughter, barring any changes, but Slaughter has the bat in his hand. Trinity got 5 in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 in the fifth. Thomas, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 4 so far in the sixth, and they're looking to pull a little bit closer. Right now, the tying run is in the on-deck circle, so this is a save situation for Jackson Taylor.
And this is like we said earlier, you cannot give a team this many opportunities and not expect them to come through in these spots. And that's exactly what we're seeing now.
Taylor needs to get just the 1 out. Give the Eagles a chance to rebuild the lead in the bottom of the sixth. They'll have Angel Perez, Morgan Mulbauer, Logan McGann due up, barring any changes. Tough situation for Jackson Taylor. It's a 4-run lead, but the freshman with only an inning and a third under his belt is being asked to get this out.
And there are pros and cons to this because the opposing team doesn't have much info on him because of how little he's pitched. But you also don't know how he's going to perform in these kinds of scenarios. So you have the unpredictability on both ends, and you have to trust that Jackson Taylor will get himself out of this and end the inning without more damage.
He will try to get Nathaniel Slaughter, who is 0 for 3 so far.
What a last name that is.
He's looking to slaughter one into the outfield and bring home a run. Taylor better be careful twirling that ball around in his bare hand. If he drops it, it's a balk.
First pitch, swings and fouls it straight back.
I never like to see a pitcher fiddle with the ball in his bare hand in the set position, because if that ball drops, that's a balk and a run scores here. You also don't want the batter to see the ball in your hand. You want to hide that ball from his view as long as possible.
0-1 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Rashawn calls off Tyson and makes the catch. Jackson Taylor gets out of the inning with only 2 pitches and gets Slaughter to pop up to the second baseman.
Nighthawks, though, get 4 and pull to within 4 as the Eagles come to bat in the bottom of the sixth, leading 11 to 7. New pitcher for the Thomas University Nighthawks, making his second collegiate appearance. Freshman Levi Siebenmorgan from Macon, Georgia. His only outing so far, February 24th, 1 2/3 innings against Trinity College of Jacksonville. He allowed no hits, but he walked 4, 3 runs, 2 earned. He did strike out 3 men. He will take over for Ashton Quinn, and he is the 6th Nighthawk to take the mound in game number 2. First batter, barring any changes, will be Angel Perez, followed by Morgan Mulbauer, and the top of the order, Logan McGann. Well, Andrew, you were watching this young man warm up. What does he look like to you?
I was watching him throw a cutter a lot. He throws decently hard. So I wasn't paying attention to all of his pitches, but I know that he has a cutter and a fastball. So those two will definitely play off each other. Maybe try and get some guys jammed or hit it off the end.
Well, it will not be Angel Perez. Junior Brown is re-entering in the number 8 hole. So Brown, followed by Mulbauer and McGann. And first pitch from Siebermorgan is a nice curveball for a strike. Levi Siebenmorgan. That's all one word, Siebenmorgan. There's a dribbler toward first, pitcher covering, but Thomas will take it himself for the out.
It looked like it went into foul territory and just spun back into fair territory.
Now, that's why the batter can't give up. A ground ball is nothing until it crosses the bag.
I can't remember who was batting, but that happened in a major league game where it was way into foul territory and the spin just brought it back into fair territory. And,
I've seen that many times happen. Well, Mulbauer will bat. Base is empty, 1 out. Singled and scored in the 5th. Also stole a base. He's 1 for 3. Takes this one down low. In the 7th, Thomas will have Thomas, Mason Pickert, and Connor Hutto. Nope, Garcia has re-entered back in center field, so he's back in the number 1 hole.
1-0 in there for a strike, 1-1.
Waltmeyer has returned to shortstop in the number 2 hole. And a swing and a miss. 1-2. Siebenmorgan had some trouble throwing strikes earlier when the two teams met, but he's getting it over now. That one misses, but so far he's looked pretty sharp.
Yeah, he's been pounding the strike zone. And he got a quick out very quickly in a 2-strike count here. Looking to put him away now.
Misses outside. That's ball 3.
Both the catcher and Siebenmorgan looked like they thought that was a strike. Catcher was about ready to throw it around.
Payoff pitch.
Downstairs, ball 4. Yet another walk in this game.
That's the 7th walk that the Eagles have drawn. And Logan McGann drew one of them in the 5th. He has scored twice, 1 for 3.
First pitch, break ball in there for a strike.
One strike to Logan McGann, the Eagles' leadoff hitter. And he calls time. Actually, the umpire called time and was walking over to chat with somebody in the bleachers. And it looks like we are just about ready to resume. Oh, nope. And then they said, hold on just a little while longer. Our view's blocked, so I can't see what's going on. Hopefully everybody's okay. Lights on in the parking lot. And that can cause some distraction. All right, that's been taken care of. One strike to McGann. Mulbauer off first. And a throw over to first. Mulbauer has already stolen a base.
And that walk to Mulbauer was the 14th walk given up by both of these teams in this game, 7 walks apiece. So pitchers have not had much success finding the strike zone, and when they do, it seems that it gets hit. As there's a foul back to make it 0-2 to McGann.
Good point, and that's one of the big reasons we have 18 runs on the board. 11-7, Trinity leads. Mulbauer has stolen 8 bases this season without being caught. Good lead.
Another pickoff attempt, he's in there. 20 hits combined just in this game between these two teams. With Trinity being responsible for 12 of those, the other 8, Thomas University. 0-2 inside, ball 1.
That's a good eye because that ball had a lot of break to it, just a little late. 1-2 to Logan McGann. I got a feeling Mulbauer's not going to wait much longer to take off.
Probably not. But the last thing you want is a strike him out, throw him out here. That's a ground ball to the third baseman. Just goes to first for the out.
That was a great scoop
and that first
by
baseman
Jackson Thomas.
goes down. Turns around to McGann. Starts chirping at him. Tosses down his glove.
I started to write down the play. I didn't see what happened at first.
Umpire's trying to defuse the situation here.
That's Carson Thomas, the Thomas University first baseman. There are 2 outs on the play. Mulbauer advanced to second. A really nice pick by the third baseman, Jackson Thomas. Throw was low, but Carson Thomas dug it out.
So Mulbauer on second now with 2 outs. As Gavin Williams steps up to the plate. He is 2 for 2 for today. And 6 for 7 in these 2 games. So he has been a threat at the plate.
Scored 3 runs. He's driven in 2. Also walked twice.
Mulbauer dancing, trying to draw a balk. 0-1 pitch.
Look out,
Look
everybody!
out. The bat goes flying.
That one came out of Williams' hands, and it wasn't as high as our window, but it was in the direction, and hopefully nobody got hit.
Luckily, it sounds like everybody's laughing and nobody's calling for a trainer.
That's why there's a screen in front of the dugouts.
I think it went into the dugout. I think it went over the net.
Well, Williams, 0-2. Let's see how he responds and how Stephen Morgan responds.
0-2 fouls it off.
I saw the monitor, which is only a few seconds behind, and that bat coming right toward us. It didn't get as high, but
I thought it got up here.
Oh, look out.
Oh, 2 pitch. Fouls it off over the first base dugout again. And the count will remain at 0-2.
And pitch number 16 for Stephen Morgan.
Yeah, you have to give some credit to Williams here, because after a guy takes an ugly swing like that, he usually strikes out pretty soon, but he seems like he is staying within himself and trusting his abilities to put the bat on the ball, and he's battling right now. 0-2, grounded out too short, and that will end the inning. So the Eagles put up nothing, score 11-7.
Williams hit a ball hard, but right at the shortstop. Waltmeyer Low throw, but Thomas has been really good picking them up at first.
Yep.
Well, we go to the seventh. Eagles lead 11-4, and Jackson Taylor will come on out and try to earn the save. Tell you a
11 to
little
7
bit
there.
more when we return.
11 to 7 there, not 11 to 4.
It is 11-7 in favor of the Eagles. Jackson Taylor, when he entered the game with 2 outs in the sixth, he had the tying run on deck. So it is a save situation if he finishes this without giving up 4 runs. He'll face Carson Thomas, Elias Garcia, and Seth Waltmeyer. Soft tosser Jackson Taylor, 1/3 of an inning, and he faced just the one batter. Got a pop up to end what was a 4-run inning for the Nighthawks in the sixth.
He did a good job of getting out of that jam with the bases loaded, because that very easily could have turned even more ugly than it turned out to be.
Carson Thomas started that 6th inning rally with a ground ball to first. In fact, Jacob Brigman got the first 2 men out and then just had a lot of trouble, and Nighthawks scored 4, all with 2 outs.
And when you can score runs with 2 outs, that fires up a dugout, and it demoralizes the other dugout.
Carson Thomas has walked, flied to right, grounded to first.
Taylor steps off before getting a sign. And the 0-0 lined, past the diving glove of Chappelle. Sorry, La Chappelle. And that will hold him to a single. So a leadoff single for the Nighthawks, as Jackson Taylor immediately has a runner on first.
Well, Thomas was paying attention to Taylor's batter in the sixth. He waited back on that soft toss, and he drilled it. And we have ourselves Elias Garcia, who re-entered defensively, and he's back at the plate. He has a runner at first, nobody out. Marquennis Brown has stayed in the game and gone back behind the plate. Gattinella is back in right. Mulbauer at short, Amaro at second, McGann's at third, Williams, Burke, and well, it says Perez. We're going to check and make sure if that's Perez or Gattinella.
Seems to be Gattinella out there.
It is Gattinella. And that one misses outside. A little bit more velocity on that one.
It might be starting to warm up. I mean, it is very cold outside. And this is where I'm thankful that we're sitting in this booth.
And a swing and a foul back.
Because I'll tell you what, I do not want to be sitting outside in 50-degree weather, not doing anything.
And with the wind blowing, now we're not affected by the wind because it's hitting the wall behind us, but out there on the field, it has to feel a lot cooler.
Oh, absolutely.
One ball, one strike. Elias Garcia, 1 for 4 with a run scored.
He's 1-1 offering downstairs, 2-1.
Right now, the tying run is in the hole.
Jackson comes set for the 2-1. Kicks, deals. High, 3-1. Taylor
Three
checking the
balls.
press before coming back onto the mound again.
3-1 to count.
Kicks, delivers.
Uh-oh.
Popped into
That's
right
trouble.
field. Gattinella camps under it, makes the catch.
You know,
No tag.
with the wind blowing, I thought that ball was going to go much further. Garcia must have gotten under it because it looked and sounded better off the bat.
Yeah.
So 1 out for the shortstop Seth Waltmeyer, who is 2 for 4. Make that 2 for 3. Remember, Connor Hutto batted for him last time and got a base hit.
Theo up. Fouls first base side, 0-1.
Now, Waltmeyer lunged at that one. It was out of the zone.
Yeah, they're having a hard time sitting back on it, but the ones that do sit back, they drive it hard somewhere.
No balls and a strike.
Runner going. Popped up. LaChapelle's there. Tosses it tail for the double play. And that will end the ball game.
That's a mistake there. That base was stolen, and the pop-up results in the game-ending double play. Final score, Trinity College of Jacksonville 11, Thomas University 7. The Eagles sweep the doubleheader against the NAIA opponent. So the season series evened up at 2 games apiece. Thomas won both earlier in the season at their place, and Trinity comes away with 2 here today. Andrew, fantastic job. Glad you grabbed the microphone, and thank everybody up here. Abby, our game day coordinator, Luke, our official statistician, and Adrian on the camera for us here in game number 2. Eagles are now 10-16 overall on the season, 5-3 in South Region play. Thomas is 13-16 and 6-6 in conference play. We award the win to Drayton Black, the reliever who was the most effective, because Chance Helvey, who pitched very well, did not qualify by going 4 innings. He pitched 3. The save goes to Jackson Taylor. So Drayton Black is now 2-2 on the season. Save number 1 for Jackson Taylor. And Knox Ledbetter, the starter, takes a loss for the Nighthawks. He is now 0-1. That'll do it for us here tonight. Eagles are on the road at Baptist University of Florida on Friday and Saturday. The next home games for TCJ not until April 17th. But first, they're going to play Baptist for 3, at Florida Memorial for 2, and then at Toccoa Falls for 3. For Andrew Thomasone, head coach, John Copeland, associate coach, Jordan Broden, and athletic director John D. Jones, I'm Ray Bureau saying good night and God bless you from Trinity College of Jacksonville.